I'm going to create a brand new app. I'm going to do Next.js integration, and I'm going to call it auth demo. And I'm just going to use all the defaults. I'm going to show you what I'm going to be following. If you go to docs.civic.com and click on the Civic Auth docs, and then we're going to be integrating with Next.js. So I've just created a out-of-the-box dummy Next.js app. I see a nice boilerplate app like this. And we're going to add Civic Auth to this, which means we're going to add a login button. And the login button will show you who you are, show you your name once you're logged in. Okay, so the first thing we need to do, according to the docs, is install Civic Auth itself. Actually, if that's on this page, install Civic Auth itself. So we're going to do that here. So just for this step, I'm going to stop the server, npm install Civic Auth. And then I'm going to open it. Everything else I'm going to do in an IDE. WebStorm is my IDE of choice. So while that's starting up, I'm just going to restart the server again over in my IDE, have everything in the same place. pm run dev. Okay, so we've added Civic Auth here. The next step is to get ourselves a client ID. So to do that, you just need to go and visit auth.civic.com. You don't need to sign up for anything. There's no credit card you need to enter or anything like that. Everything is free in the sandbox mode or in the development mode. So everything you see me do today, you can do yourself. Now, I actually have an app already, which is why you're seeing this page. If you did this for the first time, you would see this page. And this is the page I want you to go to. And then you just need to copy this client ID. And actually, it already gives you in here the same snippets that it gives you in the docs. So it makes it a little bit easier for you to copy and paste. Straight from here, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 steps to get it included get Civic Auth included into our app. The first one is adding the Civic Auth plugin as part of the Next.js config, which is literally copying this and pasting it into next.config.ts. In real life, you would want to put this as an environment variable. You would probably wouldn't want to hard code this into your code, but I'll just leave it like this for now for convenience. And the next thing we're going to do is create a route. This route is what handles the login and the logout interchange between the client and the server. So you just need to create a new file with that name and then copy the contents, those 2 lines. Boom, that's it. Now you have all your routes set up. The next thing is the middleware. The middleware ensures that no one can access your authenticated routes, your secure routes, without being logged in. So it'll protect all your other routes, so to speak. Middleware.ts. Put that in there. Sometimes you'll want to configure this yourself. That's up to you. But for now, this is perfectly fine. Finally, we add a context. This is a React component that gives the rest of your UI access to the user information on the front end. So you can, for example, display the username. This is a little bit more dependent on your setup. So it's not a pure copy and paste, but essentially it's this layout here. Wherever you have this layout wrapping the rest of your app, you want to just put Civic Auth Provider in there and then add the import. And you want to make sure in this case to add the Next.js import. If you're using React, then there's a different import. And that is, in that case, where you pass the client ID. But because we're using Next.js, it's simpler, and we can pass the client ID in this config plugin that I showed you earlier. And that's it. Now we're wired up. The one thing I'm going to do, if we go back to the UI, we'll see no change. But what I wanted to do was show that UI component that lets you log in with the user button. So that is this step in the docs. If we scroll down past all this stuff we already did, now we're on to actually using it. And this is this user button that I'm going to add in here. So I'm going to remove some of that boilerplate UI. Let's say we remove everything except that Next.js image at the top. And we replace it with that user button and import that. This one does get imported from React. It's a React component. And then we go back to our app and we see this sign in button. And if we click sign in, at the moment I have one option, log in with Google. Open up and log in. And there we go.